In the eastern province of China called Shandong, a boy sat on a porch of a home on an orchard, looked up at a cloud shaped like what he considered to resemble a bird, and wondered why he has rarely ever seen any birds on his family's farm. The boy's name was Chonglin, and the name of his family's orchard was Hao Neng Liang Ping Guo Nong Chang. They grew Fuji, Gala, and Jingguan apples. A 4-generation farm, they were knowledgeable and profitable. The orchard had 36 workers during the slow season, and over 100 during the harvest season. The one employee tasked with watching over Chonglin was named Huizhong. The orchard was large, and Chonglin enjoyed his freedom too much to be left unsupervised. So, along with his general maintenance duties, Huizhong was also asked to keep watch over the boy. But the boy knew that Huizhong had an issue, an addiction. The boy called him the pervert, because he would go into the seed shed alone when he thinks nobody is around and look at pictures. Several weeks ago, the boy saw him walk into the shed, and a while later, Chonglin followed in after him. The man was faced away and seemed to be violently trying to loosen his belt. The boy slipped in behind him and saw his belt was already loosened, so he was confused. He spoke up. "What are you doing?" Huizhong frantically buckled up. "Nothing. What are those?" The boy pointed at the pictures laying on the seed bags in front of him. "Nothing." The boy saw the faces of the women in the photos, twisted into sad poses. "Do you know those women?" "Well, not really." "Did you used to know them?" He moved his eyes to the side. "No." "So, what are you doing?" "I'm just looking." His nostrils flared. "Have you hauled the mulch to 244 yet?" "Not yet." "Well, I think you should get out of here and get to that." Chonglin slinked out of the door and slipped off into the orchard. He knew now the pervert was busy. Like every day at that time, he picked the fruit forbidden to him as he passed an apple tree. He chomped and hummed to himself as he walked. Each day he'd walk the rows and pick apples. He'd chew them halfway to the core and place them into his satchel. After a half-mile of walking, he'd reach the end of the property and wonder where to discard the evidence of his wrongdoing. Then he found the well. Abandoned and locked up, the old wooden door didn't take more than a strong, fallen branch to pry open. He had found the place to toss his half-eaten rinds. When he dropped an apple, he'd hear a light whish and an even more light clunk at the bottom. For weeks, while the pervert was distracted, he'd walk, eat, and toss. On a full-bellied walk back from the well one day, Huizhong stopped him. "Where have you been? You need to get washed up, packed up, and ready to go. You're heading out in the morning with your parents on a trip to visit your grandmother for tomb sweeping holiday." The family was gone for 5 days. When they returned, there was a commotion, frantic pleading, prayers, and cries for help. Leanne was missing. She'd been gone for 5 days. They'd been searching for her every day and night since the family left. Chonglin flexed his nostrils. Leanne was the girl he had seen walking the dirt road along the adjacent orchard. He had liked her and wanted to talk to her before, but never had. Later, he was sitting on the porch and thinking of Leanne when he saw a little blue bird dancing from branch to branch, tree to tree. He picked an apple on the way as he followed the bird. At the end of the orchard, the bird perched on the roof of the well. When Chonglin arrived, she fluttered onto the branch of an apple tree. He looked down into the well. "Hello." He heard a weak echo. Chonglin was confused and spoke again. She echoed again, then added, "Please help." The boy ran home. Everyone followed him back to the well. They pulled the girl up. She was asked what happened. Leanne explained that she was sitting on the edge of the well. The next thing she knew, she woke up in dark, only a small light from the moon at the opening above her. In the dark, she found apple rinds to eat. She ate them for the next days, sifting the rotten ones from the ones still good. When someone asked how there were apples in the well, the boy ducked and stared down at the grass near his feet. Chonglin looked up to find Leanne looking his direction with a smile in her eyes.